Going through a pregnancy after having a miscarriage or having any form of loss of your child or anything like that can be a bit stressful, a little bit more depressing than someone who didn't. Again, everybody's journey is different. I'm by no means downplaying any mother's pregnancy journey. I'm just saying there are little things that are still in play when you're pregnant and you have had a miscarriage, or 2 or 3 or 4. So I wanted to share my story just to help mommies who are going through that or have had a miscarriage and want to get pregnant and not really and afraid, because I was also afraid of it happening again and might not want to go again and try. Hey all, welcome back to the channel. I am Willi-Whitz, and on this channel we explore motherhood, Jamaican lifestyle, and everything fun and such. So of course, if you are interested in things like that, go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now and make sure to turn on the notification bell so you do not miss any new videos that I post. I post every Sunday as well as in the week now, because we have a little mini series going on where I'm showing my journey and sharing it with you of how I'm healing my diastasis recti, aka mommy tummy. I hope you can join me and enjoy the journey. Look out for that in the middle of the week here and there. So where do I start? In 2019, closer to summertime, we found out that I was pregnant. So you know, for us, our situation, we were not trying to get pregnant, but it wasn't anything that we're like, okay, then if it happens or we don't want it or whatever, we're actually excited about it. So I think, I don't remember when exactly I found out, probably 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I don't remember when I found out, but I went to my gynae, did everything, and we're on our way. Eating all my foods, all of that stuff, doing the right things. Exercising, I wouldn't say so much, but it was early in, so we're just watching and everything. So around closer to about 8 weeks or so, I remember I was at work and I saw some blood. So I actually left work, asked for time off. I was early lunch and left and went straight to the doctor's office, because of course when you see blood, that's not something that, you know, it's not something that you want to see when you're pregnant. So went to the doctor, went to my gynae, she checked, she said, okay, see the bleeding, it's not as much as whatever, and also heartbeat is still going, everything is good, XYZ, whatever. So okay, but just take your time, don't stress out yourself. So a couple days after that, the Sunday, I think that was probably like the Wednesday, the Sunday I was at home and I saw the bleeding again. So I was like, okay, then this cannot be right. So my mom said, go to the doctor, go to the hospital. So I ended up going to the hospital, and at the hospital the doctors checked and he did a physical examination, and he said that the plug was slightly open. And I said, okay, then so what does that mean? He's like, well, that's not what we want, but it's not like fully open, so you should be okay. We didn't do an ultrasound at the time, he sent me to do an ultrasound. So the next Monday I went back to my gynae, did the ultrasound. She checked also, she confirmed what the other doctor had said at the hospital, and she said the heartbeat was a little bit not as, you know, normal as before, but it goes up and goes down at times, so we can still watch. At this point in time, to be honest, I had started to like do a little journal. I had already put in the ultrasound from before and everything, paste it up, color it up, all of that stuff, trying to make some form of connection with my baby. After coming home as well, it even got even deeper, because at this point in time I just started to talk to my baby so much. I'm like, we're gonna make it, everything's gonna be alright. I don't know what to talk about this. This is kind of, whew. Yeah, so everything's gonna be okay. I started writing a book, and I said, oh, you're strong, just like your mommy and your daddy, and all of these other things. And it got really emotional at that point in time, because at this point we're kind of like, we're not really sure what happened, but because you have to believe and you have to have faith and all them something, I say, alright then, Just put in a little prayer. Talk to my baby, love my baby. Wednesday again now, I started to bleed. And me just immediately get up and go to the doctor's office. Go to the doctor's office. She doing her checks, and then she was like, there's no longer a heartbeat. To be honest, I don't know what was going through my mind. All of was going through my mind is like, me even say to the doctor, I'm like, okay, me get it, like me that prepare for it, but I know something what you want to hear. You understand what I mean? I don't know, I actually end up breakdown in the doctor's office because to me, I started to say something like, there's so many people who don't have them baby and them don't take care of it or this and that and really and me want my baby and we want our baby and when I get the opportunity to do it and da. She was like, I understand and all of that stuff. I mean, so many things went through my mind, some of them unnecessary to say, but when you're in a specific space like that, what do you do? You know, especially when you are actually connecting with the baby. And yeah, that's how it went down. So I had to clear it out and got the pill, and we actually took took the weekend off the Friday and we went to a little place down in the Green and just chill out because it was a lot for me, especially after the miscarriage. The book, I have not opened that book since today. That was 2019, this is May 2021. I, I can't tell you exactly what was in there. I just like memory because I feel like it's gonna trigger me. But anyways, I remember when Doctor said to us in there as well, she said, alright, see you in 6 months, don't worry about it. These things happen, see you in 6 months. I was like, okay, sure, 6 months. I say, if you can now go back through this. Anyways, and I'm not older than stop. 6 months come, I'm actually get pregnant. So by January 2020, got pregnant at the end, literally, and I'm sure because my dad used the app. And about 2 weeks after, me go back at the doctor and say, hey, I'm pregnant, everything's going on, whatever. So right off the bat, this is where we actually started to make changes to try and make sure that this one works, or do our best to put everything, like do our best to put so the odds are not against us. So we'll know that we do everything that can work to make this baby come. So one of the things that I would encourage you to do is, if you had a miscarriage before, keep in contact with a gynae if you trust that person, or if you don't, just go and get another one. I don't know. I trusted mine because she carried me through the first one, and I go back to her. And so right off the bat when I went in, she put me on medication. So for actually 2 months, I had to be using an insert. It's called endometrial. It's actually a hormone that helps to keep the placenta and everything in place to help the baby keep growing, essentially. So I was on endometrial for 2 months. It might go up to 3, depending on how those 2 months work out. So every single night I had to put in these things in. Every night. It was not comfortable. Actually ended up using a lubricating jelly to help because it got so hard to do. I did that. I was also on baby aspirin, one a day, because its benefit outweigh the risk. So based on my health issues and whatever, she decided that would be a good way to go up until a specific time in the pregnancy where However, one of the things that I realized during this pregnancy though, because I had a miscarriage, I was so scared to even try to bond with my child, because we're humans, and you know how it feel if you're there with somebody and you really love the person, or you have a loved one and you lose a loved one. You try not to connect too deeply with anything that might have a possibility of leaving. and or not working out. And I think that was the situation with me. I don't know if any of you can relate. Um, and so I did not, for the first couple months, I just did a focus on, okay, them need to eat right. But that's somebody I actually stopped at work. Yeah, I never, I was so, you know, and I never try, I never put no effort in the shine and bonding. Like one point in time, I remember my doctor saying, okay, so you start, make up your book and put in your picture them and this and that. And I said to her, I say, I can't do it. I can't do it because the moment I did that with the last one, a week and a half, 2 weeks later, he or she was gone. And it that connection is there, that thought. And up until this day, actually, I have not done a book for royals. That is how much it weighed down on me because I did not want, I associated that with it, and I don't know why. It's just, I guess, just human nature. But one of the other things that I also did and started to do after a while, probably like 4 or 5 months down the line, I started to watch like moms, like testimonials of mothers who have been through miscarriages and how they handle going through their pregnancy, like what I'm trying to do right now and share with you, because what that does is helps you to realize that this is something that happens and it is not you to blame. Some persons have like 2, 3, 4, 5 miscarriages before they even have a child, right? Some persons have miscarriage, have a child, have 3 miscarriages and have a child after. You don't know which one is yours. So don't blame yourself. It's hard, but try not to blame yourself for what happened. Remember I talk about the Flow app, you know, in that video about 10 pregnancy tips for new moms and stuff like that. That Flow app had meditations in there for mommies and breathing exercises. I started to do those type of things to help my body to keep calm, um, help my body, help me to relax and keep my mental psyche in place so I can keep that positive energy so it relates into my system and to my baby. Because regardless of what another person say or whatever, when you have negative energy, it's like you're gonna get sick. And if you get sick, it's gonna go push through upon your pain. And that what me believe, and nobody else can tell me. My partner as well, we had to go through this thing where we're like, okay, then we're not gonna have any unnecessary arguments about things. I don't want anything to trigger me. So he had to pay attention to how he talks to me. I have to pay attention and not be too overbearing as well. You know, my hormones are going on. We have to still be in our, try and be in ourselves. And don't want to put too much pressure on them to like not say anything because I'm afraid to talk to you too. You know what I mean? But he helped in that. Started to go to the beach or the river where possible. I have so many posts on that before on my Instagram if you follow me on Instagram. Um, what else did I do? I started to paint and draw. I am not an artist. It does not matter if you're an artist. Just try and find avenues to let out and just free your mind whenever you feel like you're being overwhelmed. This is general pregnancy tips. I remember one day I was sitting down and I find piece of paper and I take up all of the nail polish them when I have on my dresser and start paint. I think it was probably a Sunday or something. And then I called my partner and said, listen, come paint with me because I wanted to. And I remember I painted, and this is where I realized that I was having a breakthrough. I painted like a little mom and her pregnant belly, and I painted a man beside her, and I was like, okay, this is my little family. That was the point in time when I realized, okay, this is actually coming together, and I can allow myself to, you know, engage in it. Because I remember one lady saying that don't rob yourself of that joy. It might go up, it might go down, but enjoy it. It is a part of it. It's an experience that you should go through, and you don't want to pull yourself down and you know, just take away from the actual experience. I remember they wanted to do a baby shower for me, and I was like, bro, I get it, but I don't get it. But do whatever you want to do. But I'm not gonna get involved. That's what I'm sure, because I don't want the added stress of trying to. What's up? Say that again. I don't want no added stress of trying to plan anything and then my head and then me getting up lose my fitness. I just somebody that think that is not it. But yeah. And the baby shower was so nice. My friends came, the ones that could have come, I remember Kim and Shanice and Lisa and Sean, and they came down from Kingston, and those who couldn't come, they were locked in on Zoom. My family members were there as well, and it was just a good time. And I also didn't want to do a maternity shoot. I was like, what's the sense wasting money for these? This don't make no sense. And as you see the video, I ended up doing a maternity shoot on a budget, of course, and that turned out really nice. Now I have some beautiful pictures of us with the baby and stuff like that. Mind you, as I said, it could have an up or down, but I decided that I'm not going to allow whatever happened before to dampen the experience of this child who has nothing to do with what happened before. You understand what I mean? And that's what I would encourage you to do. So all of that, go through the pregnancy and everything. And then I think I was at 8 months, 34 weeks, 33 weeks, I think, and no, 34 weeks on Friday. I had some really, really bad pain, and I think I did a video on that about Braxton Hicks, some really, really bad contractions, and I ran to the hospital and then check and say, okay, it's not really contractions, but keep a lookout. And I went to my doctor after that, the day after, make sure you do a check. Me always I go back to my doctor. And I remember her giving me like my files because I was going to deliver at a specific hospital. She gave me those files that night. It was the evening. I remember I was the last person that she saw, but she gave me those files and for me to bring to the hospital. I was supposed to be finished there. I had the files. Go home, go in bed, lie down and see. And I'm sleeping and I felt something wet. And I said, God, please make this be my water. Because I remember her saying at this point in time, at 34 weeks, if you're supposed to go to the hospital, they're going to make you push. They're not going to make you keep the baby. You can push out. So I said, okay then, please God, feel like this feel wet. I take the water to wake up with you. And get up and kind of feel a wheel, and I'm going to the bathroom, sit down on the toilet. I'm never really say I've pulled up my underwear and I sit on the toilet. And when I look down in the toilet, all I could see is red. Red, red, red. I lost my mind. Guys, this is 34 weeks in. I have gone 8 months out of 9-10 months of my pregnancy. I'm like, this cannot be happening. That is not what you want to see. And especially with everything from the miscarriage that come down from me now. I started to Jesus, and please, this can't be happening. We reached so far in, like, this cannot be happening. I started screaming out at her, she come, I start ball. It was just a lot. She was so frightened, all that. And I was like, doctor said if I see blood, go to the hospital immediately. So I took a picture of it and I sent it to her. And grabbed whatever. My hospital bag was not packed. That is the reason why I made that hospital bag video, because I don't want you guys to be in that situation where anything, whether you don't have to be bleeding, like that's just my situation, but like your water break or something and you don't have what you need already. It might not be as okay as me where we can call my mother and go pack the bag and carry it on. Now you might not have the opportunity. It might be somewhere where you and your partner live alone and you don't have no family members, so you want to make sure it's your bag pack. I literally grab a towel and grab the pregnancy book, the maternity book, and ran out and went to the hospital. Got a hospital. Them drop. It was so quick. Everything just happened so fast. So fast. I remember all I could hear is people talking around. I felt like I was in a show like Grace, one of them things here where everything just moved fast. Men string me up, these putting the catheter, all of these things. And in my mind, I'm like, I cannot believe this is happening to me. Listen to me, when you work in the medical field And these things that you see it happening, it's not that I don't want it, but you just know and understand. You kind of get to what the person is going through, and then you're the one on the bed. It just, but then I remember the nurse said, do you want this baby or not? Calm down. It's actually getting serious, like calm down. Just take a deep breath, and next thing I know, I'm going to the operating room. I remember I was talking to the doctor. I was like, what is happening? She's like, I just want to get this baby out. Just need to get the baby out, all that. And I remember she said, you're going to start feel sleepy. All I remember is the bright light coming on. I was like, okay, I don't know, I hope, like, I know I sleep, I got sleep. But I just see this bright light in my eye. I see she pulled the thing up and the light come on. And after that, I don't remember anything except I woke up the next morning when my nurse was changing me, and I was like, what happened? Where's the baby? Is the baby okay? And I was like, do I still have my womb? Because that's something that you say, like, if in the case of emergency to save a life, can we do a hysterectomy? I was like, do I still have my womb? She was like, yeah, you have your womb. You didn't do that. And she told me that the baby was okay, but I never really knew. She said baby's in the nursery, so I figured the baby would be in the nursery, that the baby's not near me or whatever. But then later on, she came and was saying the baby is there and stuff. And when I went to go and check, I saw him there in the incubator on the oxygen and all that, and I literally broke down. I just couldn't manage it. I don't want to get into that story. I think I did a little bit of it in my first What as a Mom video, so you can probably check that out. But that first week was a bit traumatizing for me, to be honest. It was very traumatizing. But he was a champ. He did what he had to do, and I tried. We had to keep our energies up, keep my body going and everything, and praying and sending out the positive energy to help him. And you know who Royal is right now. He's energetic, loving, sweet, kind, the most, I don't know, he's just amazing. And I think that's why this Mother's Day meant so much to me, because I was finally able to, be a mom, have that opportunity to care for a child, because it's something that I want. I see how my mom may love her kids and love people around her, being a parent and stuff like that. I wanted that opportunity a whole lot, and the fact that I have it now, I'm really grateful. And when I tell you, so I literally stare by my man because it was so entertaining. It's just amazing. So I just wanted to share my story, and I wanted to tell you, if you have had a miscarriage and you're going through a pregnancy, or if you had a miscarriage and you're thinking about getting pregnant, just have faith, pray, and enjoy the journey. Don't try and think about what happened before or what can happen and whatever. Try and indulge and enjoy every bit of it. Take your pictures. I hardly took any pictures. Take your pictures. If your doctor give you leeway to do like a movement, like a dance, you can dance like 4-minute dance, because I got permission to do that as well. And all those little things, just enjoy it, because it helps to keep your energy up, keep you positive, to send that positive energy down to your baby. You know what I mean? And yeah, so just enjoy it. It might be a little bit hard. You can always reach out to me as well. I'm not a guru or whatever, but I've been through it. If there's anything you're going through and I might be able to help, or if I can help, I can, lead it to somebody else who can do that, reach out. But yeah, so if this helped you, or you think it might be good for any mommy out there that might be going through something like that, please share it with them. This is the reason for this platform. It's the reason I even started this channel. I started the channel while I was pregnant, because I was like, I want to share my journey. I want to share what I'm learning, because I don't want what reach me, and I like to not terrible reach me, but if this little bit can help a mom, I'd feel so grateful about it, and I feel very good in myself that I could do that. You know what I mean? Like, each one helps one. So share this video with somebody you think it might help. Love you and enjoy the rest of your day, and bye.